Hello, all, welcome back. Today we are going to learn the most important topic in React.js. Okay, of course, I used to say it for each and every topic, but yes, this is the most important topic again. Okay, just understand that don't mutate state in React. Suppose if you're completely unfamiliar with what is mutate, I didn't heard this word anytime in my life. Mutate, okay, immutability. Okay, we are going to learn. I will explain clearly what is mutation and what is immutability, why we should not change the state directly, and how this render is happening, and what is the importance of re-render. Already in the last session we understand up to some extent. Now we are going to learn one more level, in deeper level. Okay, I hope you enjoyed. Okay, just if you want to learn, just watch till the end and do practice along with me if you're watching this video in the YouTube, so that you can understand easily. Okay, fine. So let's jump with the code. Okay, I'm just going to remove everything so that you can recollect easily. So I'm just creating a same component, that is a counter. Okay, counter, and just return just I'm putting the okay. I think if you conduct session on Saturday, people are joining. Fantastic. Okay, so this is the counter, and so as we discussed, we need two buttons. Okay, implement. At the same time, we need one more button. Okay, that is increment. Okay, and here, okay, on click event, we are going to define some handler. So that's, let me define that handler. You can go with the normal function syntax, or it's better to go with arrow function. Okay, is there any advantage with arrow function syntax? All those things we can discuss later. Okay, here, just give a meaningful names always. Handle increment. It is handle. This is the handler. It is going to take care of increment of that count. So that it's better to give a name in a meaningful way. You can give any name like blah blah blah. That will work, but it's better to give a meaningful name. I hope you are following that. So handle, then decrement. Okay, so I'm just providing this value here. And whenever you click on this decrement button, it is going to take care of handle decrement. Okay, and we need one state variable so that we can display that count value. So we understand, right? If you just store something in a local variable, at the time of re-render, React.js is not going to bother about your local variables. Okay, it is not going to delete, or it is not going to something, it will ignore, because it doesn't take care of that. If you want to update anything on the UI, we should put that in a state. Okay, that's we understood already. If you have any questions, definitely we can discuss in detail once we have discussed the topic for today. So the React, and here if you want to store any state, okay, this is the hook. Okay, this is the first hook we are dealing. And okay, hooks just do like we understand. Okay, what this use, how this use state will work, because use state is going to return an array of two items. One is the state, so here I'm just putting the count, and is one another one, the setter function, set count. Suppose here we are dealing with the count, that's why we are giving a name as a count and set count, because it will be meaningful. Otherwise you can give any name like hello, set hello, whatever it is. So you see, if you just give 0, that means initial value of this count is 0. And if you want to update this count, we should use set count. Okay, set count. And let's do here, I'm just going to put this count value here. Super fantastic. So in the increment, handle increment, now we understand yesterday that we should use set count. Okay, set count, and just give a new value. That is count plus 1, and here I'm just giving count minus 1. Super. So hopefully our component is ready. I'm just exporting export default our counter, and already we have imported in app.js, and so that it should work properly. Let's see the output. Already I am running the application and it is running at 3000 port. So now initially the value of count is 0. I'm just putting increment. So then if you want to decrement, it is working properly. Okay, here observe carefully. Now we are coming to the point. So instead of that, okay, here we can update this count in another way also. So if you see, okay, instead of using set count, what I'm doing, I'm just commenting this one. I'm just commenting this one. Here I'm just putting directly count is equal to count plus 1. Okay, here JavaScript is not going to throw any error because this is the valid one. Okay, count is equal to count plus 1. Here it's showing some warning. Count is a constant. Okay, let it be. Let. No problem, we can take it a let. Okay, constant. And here I'm just putting count is equal to count minus 1. Okay, count minus 1. Okay, can anyone tell me whether it is going to increment the count value or not? If I just do console.log this count value, and here also console.log. So actually, if you take a local variable, I told you that it is going to increment that value, but it is not going to trigger the re-render process. But here, okay, just guess it, and if you know, just tell me, no problem. Whether it is going to, suppose initial count is 0, whenever I click on a button, whether this count is going to increment and whether it is going to display 1, 2 or 3 like that, or it will throw any error. I'm just refreshing. Okay, right click, inspect console. Okay, now tell me, anyone, if I click on increment, whether it will print in the console.log, okay, in the console, whether it will print 1 or not, whether it will display 1 in the UI or not. Two questions. First thing, whether it will increase the count and display in the console.log as 1, and the second thing is whether it is updating the UI or not. Two questions are there. So now tell me. You don't need
So,
to
sir,
say
is it display like I mean, it will invokes the count function or not
will
in
invoke
this
the,
use state from the use state?
okay.
Is count? Yeah, it will iterate. It will iterate.
Yeah,
It
whenever
will.
you click on a
Yeah.
button, it will hit. Because if you put all one alert even for set state also, we should come to this handler, right? Yeah, definitely
Yeah,
it
yeah,
will
yeah.
give this
It will.
value.
It is counting. Right, right. Yeah, it will increment. It will perform an increment.
Okay, here in the console.log, it will print 1 or 0.
It will print one.
1. Okay,
Yeah.
in the output in the UI,
UI it won't be able to render.
fine. Okay, that's good. Anyone? Just guess it. Whatever you have understood so far, based on that knowledge, you can answer it. No problem. Varun, what is your choice? Whether it will print 1 here or 0 or something, whether it will render it or not.
Can you show me the code once, Ravi?
Yeah.
So already we discussed that this one. I guess it will not print one. In console.log, it will print one.
Yeah. Previously we discussed about the local variable. Let my local my local value is 0. Okay. So here I'm doing both the things. My local variable is equal to whatever the value is there in my local variable. Otherwise, local count, my local count will be meaningful. Okay. The same way, just doing like -1, and let me log the both the details. One is local count. Okay. I will just add the console.log. Here, I'm just putting concatenation or something. This is count. Okay, this is the count value, and this is going to be my local count. Okay, both the ways you can answer, and you can compare. So just okay, let it go for increment. So the same way it will happen for decrement. Right? So now tell me what it will return if I click on increment. Local variable and state variable both are there, but here I'm just updating this state variable also directly. Now I'm not using the set count. Without set count, I'm just
So set count will trigger re-render, right? So it will not print again.
fine. Anyone else? Vasanta, Sweta, Bhavita, what is your answer? Okay, Vishwan said it will increase the count in the memory and it will display 1 here and it is not going to re-render. They are saying that we didn't use the set state. Okay, you said, right? Okay, you said in the last session if you want to re-render it, we should call the set count. Okay, whatever I said, based on that you can say whether it is going to re-render or not. Quickly. Whether it will display count as 1 in the UI or not. Just tell me yes or no in the comment. Okay, even you don't need to unmute and tell me. Okay,
No, I guess.
okay, Sweta said it's not render. Okay, Bhavita said it is going to throw an error. Okay, fine. What is your opinion, Vasanta?
It will not re-render. Raghu.
It will not re-render. Okay, fantastic. Sweta already said. Samir, what is your opinion? Okay, fine. So I'm just going to do increment. So if you see, yes, state variable also got the increment. It's not throwing any error. It's a valid JavaScript. Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. Only thing is, don't mutate state in React. So to understand this, because definitely this is they will ask in interview. Because maybe if just you are completely a fresher, maybe they don't ask these things. But if you said I have 1 year experience and 2 years experience, definitely they will ask why we should not mutate the state in React. Okay, for that I'm just taking more time to explain in detail. So if you see increment, so in the background in the memory it is going to increment, but it is not free rendering. Yes, as we discussed, if you just to use a set count, then only it is initiate the re-render process. Initiate the
Raghu
re-render.
has doubt there.
Yeah.
Can you explain set count how it is working behind the scenes?
Sorry.
Can you explain set count how it is working behind the scene?
Yeah, that's what we are going to discuss. Yeah. Okay. Now we should understand, right, how set count is working, because there are two ways. One is directly you can update this count. We are doing this, but it is not re-rendering. And what this set count is doing, why this set count is helping, like how it is helping to re-render. Okay, what is happening internally? That's the interesting thing. There we can understand what is the purpose of immutability. Okay, let's see. Okay, now just go back. So I'm going to take a simple example. So if you see what will happen in the memory, suppose the count is there. Okay, so count somewhere it will allocate that in a memory like heap memory or stack memory, doesn't matter now. Okay, it will store initially what is the value of this value of this is 0, 0. Okay. So it will store this value somewhere in the heap memory. Okay, just imagine this address location is suppose um, into something. Okay, I forgot the notations here, but just fall. Otherwise, okay, why we need to get confused? Here, just take address location is 2000 or something. Address location is 2000. That's the address. So now in the memory, so we know, right? Okay, everything in JavaScript is in global state, right? Global state in the window object, or whether it has provided in a local state, whatever it is, local scope. End of the day, we are dealing with the key value pairs. Okay, now the count value, okay, it is going to map the count to this reference, and it will hold that value as 0. Okay, it will hold that value as 0. So now if you do this count is equal to count plus 1. So what you are doing, if you do count is equal to count plus 1, okay, if you do count is equal to count plus 1, what will happen now? It is going to increment this count and in the same position. Okay, this is in heap memory. So if it is in a stack, definitely it is going to add another memory location, but it's there in heap memory. Because React holds everything state in a heap memory. So don't worry right now whether it's heap or whatever, it doesn't matter. So if you do count is equal to count plus 1, what it will do now? It will go and update the count in the same location. So it will go and update the count in the same location. This is 1. Okay. But what is the problem here now? What is the problem here? Okay, just understand carefully. Because suppose whenever we understand, right? One is this is a real DOM. This is real DOM. Something, for example. And we understand that whenever it is going to update, the main thing what is happening in virtual DOM, because it will take it, because this is the virtual DOM, it's exact replica of the virtual DOM. And whenever you do any change, so for example, I'm saying setState. If you just use a set count, so what will happen? It will trigger the rendering process. I will tell you how it is triggering the rendering process in of course in the next 5 minutes. So it will trigger the re-render. So at the time, what is the important thing now? So before updating this virtual DOM, suppose here the count value is 0. Just imagine the count value is 0 right now, and you said you want to increase the count 0 from 0 to 1. Okay, but if you do set count, what it will do, it will take the snapshot. Observe carefully. It will take the snapshot and it is going to place that snapshot here, and it will update the count here. Okay, it will update the count here. Means it will know whether it will mutating or not. I will explain here. It's not going to mutate. Okay, so here the value will become 1. Here first understand one point, then we can come back to the mutation part. So here the value will be 1. And understand here, if you want to do a comparison and if you want to give this a diffing algorithm, you should remember what is the previous state, right? And what is the current state, right? You should understand what is the previous state and current state. Then only you can do diffing algorithm and it will find out the different ways. Okay, there is something happened here, so that we should commit those changes again with the help of reconciliation algorithm. So if you don't have a snapshot, if you don't know what was the previous state, it's very difficult. It's very difficult, right? Do you agree with me, or you guys understood or not? Otherwise, I will explain in much more deeper way. Understood?
Yes, sir. Understood. Understood.
Okay, Lokesh, Babita, and everyone.
Yes, sir.
Because
Yeah.
okay, even I will show you one thing. It's a simple JavaScript. I will tell you. No problem. Even if you take 1 hour on this, it is worth, because there are, if you want to answer the interview, definitely you should understand this concept. So so app dot. So if you see what I'm doing, suppose constant movies information, constant movies information. So suppose your favorite movies are like Triple R and KGF and Kanda. Okay. Here, suppose if you want to change, suppose I don't, because maybe due to some reasons I want to change my opinion. Okay, instead of triple R I want to add three idiots. Okay, I want to add three idiots. So what I'm doing, one way is to update directly on this memory, because whenever you declare, it will allocate this array in heap memory somewhere. It will store triple R, KGF, and Kanta. So here, what I'm doing here, observe carefully, movies of zero equal to, what I'm doing, okay, three idiots. Okay, now tell me what will happen. What will be the output now here? What is the output? Console.log movies. What it will display? Tell me, anyone.
This is similar. It will show 3 years.
It's gone, right? So observe carefully. That means it is overridden or replaced this triple R with three idiots in the memory, right? Maybe if you observe this code, you will see that, Raghu, I know that here triple R is there. But observe carefully whether it is replacing the same memory or in a different place. The memory.
Replacing. Replacing.
Replacing. So after replacing, suppose if you want to recollect what was your first favorite movie before updating. Okay, suppose you can say that, Raghu, I will open the code now in the memory, because if you are doing some algorithms, right? You are doing some algorithm. Okay, you are doing some calculation. You want to see what is the previous state and current state. If there is a change, then only you can display in the output. Suppose triple R is there and three idiots is there. Okay, but you override it. Okay, that is fine. You have updated the value in the original array. But the problem is this triple R will gone from the memory, right? You no more get the details back. Once you replaced it, you can't get those details back. Okay, now suppose this is called mutation. What it is? Mutating the array. That means you are
So
changing the values on the original array. Got it?
this is also call by reference and call by value, right?
Yeah. It will follow in the call by reference only. Yeah. Okay. But right now, just focus on this one. Okay. Don't try to think too much. Simple. Suppose you are replacing. Yes, it is because it's a constant, and if you are putting movies of zero, that means it will deal with the call by reference. But end of the day, what's happening? Because once you replace it, garbage collection. Okay, even if it is allocating that in a different memory, garbage collector will come and it will remove everything in the memory actually. Okay, got it? So this is called mutating the array. That means you are updating the details on the original array. So after updating that, suppose somewhere in that here, suppose if you want to get back your details, you can't get back your details, right? The original information is gone. Suppose right now you're able to see this information properly, okay? But you are getting this information, with the REST API. So you are calling the REST API, and that REST API is giving some movies information. You don't know, right? In the code also, if you just check all the code, you can't see what data you got from the server. You can't see. Okay, if you want to see, then you need to go to the server. You need to open the database and you need to check those details, right? But you have done changes. So you got the array with the help of REST API. And if you have done changes on the original array, that means you are mutating. That means you are removing your original information. You are removing your original information. This is called mutation. Suppose if you don't want to mutate, what we need to do? Can anyone tell me?
We can use
What we can use?
spread operator.
Yes, because we should copy it properly into a new array, and you can change it. Now what I'm doing here, if you see, triple R, and KGF, and another one is, okay. So don't mutate, don't delete the original information, don't apply your changes on original array. Okay, because of course based on the situation you can do it, but normally in React.js what we need to do, we need to remember the previous state. Otherwise there is no meaning, right? If you don't remember the previous state, how you will do comparison? How you will decide whether we need to re-render or not? It's not possible, right? For that we should not mutate, we should not change the original values, right? Okay, so of course I'm just connecting all the dots. After 15 minutes you will get a clear clarity, okay? Even if you have some confusion, don't worry. So triple up. So now just focus on the array. So this is called mutating. Suppose if you just do movies of 0 and if you just give a new value, that means we are replacing the information in the original array, okay? But instead of that, what we need to do, so just take another array, new movies copies or new movies. So what you need to do, you should spread movies. Okay, if you don't know what is spread operator, I can't do anything because already I've explained in JavaScript tutorial. Even I told you that essential JavaScript tool and React.js. Okay, but still it's not a big deal. So if you use a spread operator, it is going to give a new copy. It is not going to copy the references. It is going to store the information in a separate memory allocation. So I will tell you one more time. So whenever you do spread operator, okay, previously suppose if you have an array, that is the address is 2000 and this is movies, right? So normally with the help of reference we will deal, right? These are the non-primitives. So in the stack it will take the information from 2000 address. Suppose if you just copy new movies like normal direct copy, what will happen? It will copy the same reference. Okay, here 2000 is there, here also 2000 is there. So that means you are copying the same reference. So you don't have any other copy in the memory. So if you do changes for new movies, it is going to reflect on this movie as well. So I will show you one thing. Of course, okay, now tell me whether you know that concept or not. Spread up, why we are spreading? Yes or no? Just tell me.
Yeah, Raghu.
Yes, Raghu.
Everyone, Sweta, Bhavita, Vasanta, and Lokesh.
Doing.
Yes, no problem. So still I will explain. Suppose if you see, suppose by mistake without spread operator, if you copy, because if someone is watching this video without understanding, so for them I'm just trying to explain. Suppose if you see new movies of movies, but if you do new new movies of 0, new movies of 0 equal to, suppose, but here what we did, we have done changes for this new movies, but if you do console.log of movies and console.log of new movies, you will get the same value because you are copying references. You are not taking a new memory location. So if you see, this is old movies information, this is a new movies information, but still I updated for this one, but it is reflecting on this one as well. That means that's the problem with the references. So that what we need to do, if you want to take a new copy and that should not disturb your, this is called, what is that, what is that concept? Shallow copy. Okay, another concept is there, that is deep copying. Okay, just go and watch that thing in like 100 is like JavaScript world is there now. This is the most important integration. Okay, fine. So what we need to do, you should take a copy and you should update on that. So now if you see, you don't miss your original data. You don't miss your original data because triple R is there, KGF is there. Now you can compare it. Now we can compare it, and then you can go for a re-trigger, trigger the re-rendering. Okay, for that only. Understood what is mutation and what is immutability now, at least up to this point? So understand
Yeah,
at
we
least
understood.
on arrays. Understood? I need to hear
Yes,
your
yes, sir.
voice clearly. How much loudly you say that? Okay, I can see that you guys understood. Fine, I hope you guys understood. So fine. So now we can come back to the React.js. Okay. I hope you guys understood why we should not mutate, because we need to remember the previous state. That is very important. Otherwise, even if you give it to the diffing algorithm said, Raghu, you already updated on the original memory and I don't know what was the previous state and how I can compare and how I can decide whether we need to go for re-rendering or not. That's why that's why if you are doing count is equal to count plus 1, you are updating the value on the same location, so that React don't know how to compare it. React forgot that React don't have a previous data copy. That's why it is not doing anything. That's why it is not rendering. That's why it is not rendering. So here, what will happen? I will show you. So, and we're gonna ask that. So what happened whenever we do set state, set count or something? So now observe carefully. Again, I will show you. So this is suppose initially the count value stored here, the count value stored here, and this value is 2000 and the initial count value is 0. So, and now, okay, this is the count, this is the count variable, and it is point to this, this is going to point to this memory. That means a reference to this memory. So ref, otherwise we can say that this is coming from, this is coming from the memory allocation called 2000. That is a reference. Okay. Now, whenever we do count is equal to count plus 1, directly you are mutating. Yeah, that means you are replacing the value, so that it will go and replace the value in the same memory. The value will be 1. So yes, of course, the count value will be 1 in the memory. Count value will be 1 in the memory that was updated. But the problem is, because the reference is not changed, right? Reference is not changed. That's why, and you lost the data. What is the previous data we lost? So that it's not possible for us to do a re-render, because even if you trigger the re-render forcefully or something, because you got the ML recommendation or CM recommendation, whatever it is, but if you want to do re-render, no, I just update the on the original data, but still I want to re-render. Okay, even this React just tried to re-render, but it forgot, right? It forgot the previous state, so that it will say that I didn't find any changes, so that it's not possible to re-render. So that's what happened. But what set state do now? What this set state do? What this set state do now? whenever you do this set count, okay, here we are doing set count and we are giving a new value, whatever it is. You are giving count plus one, whatever it is, you are giving count plus, observe carefully, count plus one, so that it will see what is the previous count. Zero here, of course. I'll just roll back to the zero. Zero. So it will see that okay, previously the value is zero, and you are saying that you are giving like new state that 0 plus 1, that is 1. So far, but what this set count internally do now, so it is not going to update here, it is not going to update here. Okay, it will go and take a new memory allocation, and it will store the new value, whatever the value you are giving 1, right? You are giving 1. Suppose if you give 22, directly it will update 22. Okay, 1, and this is the memory allocation 3000. Now again, okay, first job is okay, allocate new memory. Okay, second thing is update with the new value, and that new memory value means storing. It means you will get confused. It will store because it's not updating, it's just storing the new value, in that memory, and then it will change the reference because automatically just it will change the reference in the background. So what it will change, it is saying that okay, you don't need to take the information from this value, and it is saying that please take the information from this memory. So previously the reference for this count variable was 2000. Previously it was 2000, but that was broken, and the new reference is 3000. That means please take from collect information from 3000 memory allocation. So here there is a shift between one reference to another reference, right? Here if we found any change in the reference, then it will trigger the re-render. So unless until you don't find a change in the reference for that state, because value is there, value previously it was 0, it is 1. Even if you do set state, it will go and create a new memory location. If you click on 100 times, it will allocate 100 new memory locations, and it will change 100 times the new references. So it will go and hit the re-render 100 times. So this is what happening. So that the third one is okay, changing the references, changing the refs for the state variable. So automatically whenever, because that algorithms has written how that is, because how React.js recognize that change in the references, that there in the algorithms. Okay, we should understand algorithm, but right now I didn't learn, that's why I'm explaining up to this point. Once I understand how this algorithms internally working, definitely I'm going to explain. So now the fourth state is automatically it will go for re-render. And here one more thing is there. Okay, so just tell me, understand up to this point or not? Or you got more confusion?
No, sir, understood.
Understood? Sweta, Bhavita,
Yes, sir, understood.
Lokesh, Vasanta, understood, right? So now you should understand clearly that we should not mutate. This is wrong. And you can store some information in the local variable, that is not wrong, but you should not store the state information in the local variable. So in this situation, we just try to store state information in the local variable, that is wrong. But in some situations, suppose whenever you just initiate the set timeout or set interval, or to store that key values, because we don't need to re-render for that situations. In that situations, we can store some information in the local variables. Yes, but this is 100% wrong in all the situations. All the situations. When it comes to the state, we should not update the state directly, and you should not store the information which you want to update on the UI. So you should not store in the local variable. What we need to do? What we need to do? Understood, right? What we need to do? Just don't do these mistakes. Just remember, note down somewhere. Okay, what we need to do? We should just call the set count and count plus one and set count, okay, count minus one. That's it. So I will explain with some example in which situation that local variable is very useful for us. So now just to go and see the React application, happily just increment. Just let me increment. It's working. Decrement. It's working because it is following this process. Okay, it is allocating the information in the new memory. Suppose how many times you click, definitely it will go and click 100 times. Okay, if you click 100 times, it will allocate 100 new memories and it will change the reference 100 times and initiate the re-render process 100 times at the time. Okay, once it is initiated re-render, okay, here it will check whether we have the difference between the previous state and current state. Suppose right now we are incrementing the count by one, so that definitely we will find the difference and then it will give the reconciliation algorithm. Reconciliation algorithm is going to commit those changes on the original DOM at the time. Again, you will see those changes. Suppose if you put some console.log here, you will see those changes again in the commit phase. Okay, of course we can enter into that part after some time, but now tell me that one more time you guys understood clearly or not. If you have any question, ask me now itself so that it's easy to explain. Just tell me one more time, understood or not? Understood or not?
Yeah, understood.
Okay, this is really awesome because definitely they will check. Okay, normally sometimes whenever we are attending interviews, we say that okay, we thought that we have answered properly, but they will check whether you know the concept in detail or not. Okay, they will ask what will happen set count. Okay, you say that whenever you do set count, it will, okay, it will re-render the output, but what is happening internally? So at the time, just take 2 or 3 minutes and just explain him that okay, state, we should not mutate the state, because if you do mutation, so it is not going to change the reference in the memory. If it is not changing the reference in the memory, it is not going to initiate the re-render process. If it is not going to re-render initiation process, we can't see the changes in the UI. Okay, and even you can draw this diagram like this is the original DOM, this is the virtual DOM. Before updating any changes, it will take a snapshot and it will first it will update the changes in the virtual DOM and it will give it the diffing algorithm. So this diffing algorithm will do find out all the differences and then it will give it the reconciliation algorithm. Then the commit phase will start. Okay, once we found the differences, it will commit those changes in the original DOM. Once the original DOM found some changes, it is going to repaint on the web page. This is the whole process. If you understand this clearly, yes, JavaScript is React is easy. So if without understanding these things properly, or half knowledge, or without understanding, if you say Raghu I understand or something, it's not going to work out. So just even take a pen and paper and just note down or just draw it properly what is happening and just remember and recollect every week, so that even if I wake you up at early morning 2 o'clock and if I ask okay, what will happen with the set state, why we should not mutate the state, and you should able to answer, then that's it. That means you are in the right direction. You are very close to reach your goals. And of course we should learn all the topics in React.js. Okay, fine. So it's we started at 9:30. Now it's 10:30. So shall we take a break, or we can connect tomorrow? Your choice. I have time and I have patience. So if I take 10 minutes break, again we can discuss for 1 more hour. But that is your choice. If you are okay with that, I will be available. Otherwise, enjoy the day.
Yeah, Ravi, I'm okay.
Okay. How many of you are ready to uh, attend 1 more hour of session? Few more interesting. Of course, everything is important. Okay, Vishwan said, let me connect tomorrow. Okay. What about other people? Vasanta, Bhavita. I think Lokesh is not happy. He's giving some different voice background noise. Okay, just tell me. Okay, Vishwan said, okay, tomorrow. Varun said, uh, Vasanta also said, we connect tomorrow. Okay, fine. So if more than one student saying that connect tomorrow, that is fine. So okay, fine. Anyway, tomorrow is a Sunday. Yes, okay, I will be available for 1 more hour tomorrow. So that because sometimes it's very difficult to digest everything on a single day. But yeah, please go and watch this video one more time and read the documentation. Please read the documentation. Just spend some time. Okay, read the documentation. Just at least from render and commit, and state as a snapshot. Okay, so just read these two things, render and commit and state as a snapshot. Okay, if I miss something or if you didn't understand something, so definitely this documentation is very awesome actually. Okay, you can go and just read the documentation 1 or 2 times so that you will get really you will get the confidence actually, because if you are able to if you are able to understand the official documentation, that is the highest thing, right? So okay, uh, any other trainers, because trainers are not equal to the authors of React.js, right? Okay, this is written by the people who are maintaining all the React and React DOM libraries, right? So this is the highest priority. So please go and read this documentation. You will get more and more knowledge, and definitely you can answer many things in interview. So, and the next topic for tomorrow is, this is another super important thing. So, but here I'm not going to enter into the details, but I will ask a question and we can leave. Okay. So right now 10:30, right? Okay, just I will take only 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Are you ready for that? 3 minutes. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Get ready. So now what I'm doing, I'm just doing set count 3 times or incrementing it in the handler 3 times. Here I'm just doing minus also 3 times. Okay? Now get ready. This is most important and really interesting. So first of all, let me refresh. So just check the code. Whenever I click on increment, we are calling this set count 3 times. Count plus one, count plus one, count plus one. 3 times. So now if I click on this button, what will be the output here? If I click one time, this handler, what is the output? Just ping me in the chat. First of all, understand the
It
question.
will display the plus three. It will displays the plus three.
Okay, just ping me in the chat. Okay, Sweta said it's 3. Mhm. 3 times will increase. Okay, what was the end result? Location. That means it's 3, right? Vasanta also is saying 3. Right? Lokesh is also saying 3. Vishwan is also saying 3. Very good. I think you understand React very good. Varun, what is your answer? Varun also saying 3. Very good. Okay, let's see. Let's see the output. What is the output? What is the output? What is the output? It is 1. For more clarity, now I'm going to set this 5 times. Normally your expectation, like, of course everyone will think that, okay, what, because so far we discussed a lot of things. Okay, we discussed a lot of things. Okay, just refresh. So initially 0, and when I click on button, it should display 5, because I'm just hitting this set count 5 times, man, 5 times. Okay, without going movie, without watching any movie, without spending some time outside. I just attended the training. I have learned a lot of things in this 1 hour, and whenever I click on increment, it is giving 1. Okay, that's why React is very tough. If you don't learn properly, it's very difficult to crack the interview, because lots of twists and turns and some interesting. So if you put some effort and if you learn with some interest, then React is very awesome actually. Because I love, because JavaScript also there, right? JavaScript has event loop, hosting, some interesting concepts are there, twists and turns are there. That's why JavaScript is difficult, but if you learn properly, definitely you will fall in love with JavaScript. React is also same. Many developers, they will start learning React.js, but after some time they will into confusion, right? What is this set state one? Why it is happening like this? A lot of things are there. So now this is a surprise, or okay. So saying the set count will store all data, right, Raghu? Then will append, right? Yes, but it's not. It is here. One twist is there. So if you want to see the twist, if you want to understand what is a twist, okay, let's just wait for 24 hours. Okay, tomorrow at the same time 9:30, I'm going to explain why it is happening, instead of giving 5, why it is giving 1. This is really interview question, right? Interviews, they will ask this simple question. They will ask that set count plus 1, count plus 1, and if you say that is 3, and after some time you will say that okay, interview is done, and HR will contact you very soon, but that HR will never contact you because of this reason. Okay, just don't worry, we are going to learn everything in detail. I will explain this concept tomorrow. Okay, do you like this twist or you hate React?
I like, sir.
Okay, everyone, Vishwan, Varun, Bhavita, Vasinta, and Lokesh. Okay, Varun, tell me, what is your opinion on React now?
Yeah, I like it.
Like it? Normally, it will irritate us, right?
Before I felt tough, but no, it is feeling easy.
Yeah. But definitely, I'm saying within a month, of course, if we have done 30 sessions, but if you do practice, I don't know whether you are doing practice or not, whether you are recollecting all the information or not, I'm not sure, because I don't have a time actually. It's not possible for me to check whether you are practicing or not, because you are not school students, you are not intermediate students, you already completed the graduation, you know the importance of your future. So yeah, Vasanth said, but I will think about this till tomorrow. Yes, till tomorrow, and just try to find out the answer as well. Okay, if you are able to find out the answer yourself now, then you will get a lot of kick. It was like a promo for tomorrow's episodes. Okay, like a serials, right? Kartika Deepam, every, because I really I like that serial directors, because it's very difficult to engage students for 30 minutes or 1 hour in the classroom, but how they are engaging all families for 300, I think not 300, sometimes the serials will go 1,000 episodes, and every episode in the last they will give some twist from 8 years. Okay, even I watched few episodes of
3K episodes, sir, actually.
episodes, yeah, episodes like Kartika Deepam and Padma Vyuham. అంటే సపోజ్ మా మదర్ ఏవైతే సీరియల్ చూస్తారో, నేను ఇంటికి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు నాకు తప్పదు, ఆ టైంలో ఐపీఎల్ ఉన్నా ఏమున్నా ఆటోమేటిక్గా టీవీ జస్ట్ ఆ కార్తీక దీపం అయిపోయిన తర్వాత మా అమ్మ టీవీ ఇచ్చింది. ఓకే ఫైన్, that's all for today, and hope definitely you will get lots of interest for joining tomorrow's session. Let me stop the
Hello, sir.
recording. Yeah, I will stop the recording, then we can
Yeah.
go for any other discussion.